Yes, everyone, welcome back. I go away for a couple of days, and look, apparently a snake has infested my my loft. um, I can assume that's my daughter. Otherwise, that's some real weird behaviour. How's it going, everyone? Back from Germany. I got back early hours this morning. I had 3 hours sleep. Straight back in the mixer after a little bit of a nap, and we have got hopefully some decent updates for us to talk about. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Let's get fired straight into it, shall we? So, first off the bat, Joshua Zirkzee. Romano has said Zirkzee will 99.9% leave this summer, according to director from Bologna, Sartori. United are in active talks for the camp this week, and United board discussing internally about it. AC Milan still not given green light on the commissions. That might be a little bit of a red flag if United are willing to pay these commissions and AC Milan aren't. But it does seem like this is a player that United really, really want to get. And Florian Plettenberg's added one as well. He said there was a personal meeting between Ten Hag and Joshua Zirkzee's management in recent days. Okay, this one to me feels very much like it's going full steam ahead at the moment. And there's I think there's quite a clear number of players that were in for. I think Ugarte. I think there's definitely something in that one. And I think because it financially makes sense if you're able to get him on some sort of loan with a future fee kind of deal. Zirkzee seems like a very straightforward one as well. And then De Ligt, which has genuinely divided the fan base. I mean, let me know. Are you De Ligt yes or De Ligt no? In the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying, and whether or not you think you can see that one happening. Ben Jacobs has said that initial talks between United and Bayern Munich about De Ligt are framed around a £34 million package. I'm going to be honest with you, I do like that sort of fee. And Bayern Munich fans, according to Mike Verweij, has said Bayern Munich fans have started a petition to keep De Ligt at the club. Wow. Does that make you want him even more? Does that... I think that makes me want him even more. So we've got quite a lot of people saying tentative yes from Montagne, yes, hopefully get De Ligt, and then DM and Zirkzee, yes. Brian says there's a lot of positive news last few days. Don't like it. Don't recognise our club anymore. I agree on that. Now, I did do the squad building video yesterday, and it's coming out on Thursday because it's one that I want to put a lot of graphics into, and Deku does all of our graphics, is on holiday until tomorrow. So Thursday, we will get that video out. Or is he on holiday? Does he come back tomorrow? Either way, it'll be out Thursday. Thursday's the day that I plan to do that squad builder video, and I went through it, looking at what our squad sort of shapes up as, and like I said, that'll be out later in the week. There will be another video coming out later today once I've actually done the research and figured out who the hell our new fella is. That's going to be a temporary recruitment specialist. So I will look into that one a little bit as well. I am going to do a preview for the Spain versus Germany game as well. If you're interested in that, let me know if you're interested in that, actually, because I think tactically that's one of the most interesting ties that we've seen so far at the Euros. And there's a good chance I'll probably do a preview for all of the quarterfinals, actually, because I think there's 4 very tactically interesting games about to hit us. Obviously, for that price, absolutely big boom potential for De Ligt. And if it's a bust, you don't break the bank. Yep. Salvador says 4 in and about 9 out will leave us with a pretty thin squad, won't it? Well, without giving away my video for Thursday, I wasn't too overly impressed with the final makeup of the squad, and I think you can make a case that there's probably only 2 starters going to join us this summer, which is a little bit of a Debbie Downer, I think. I think it's going to massively, heavily depend on who we manage to move on and for what sort of money we're able to move them on for as well, which actually brings me quite nice to Marcus Rashford. I've just seen that super chat come in. I'll do a super chat first, actually. Mail says, we need more than De Ligt at the back since he does have an injury record, and we don't need another injury centre-back list season again. I agree on that, and that's why I think we're going to sign 2 centre-halves. The more it happens, the more it goes on, the more I think it's going to happen. Dada says, with a structure revamp of the club and the recruitment of key figures around Ten Hag, it finally feels like a proper club. My worry is that it might not be quick enough for this window. So that fella that we're going to talk about probably for the second upload that I do today, there is a lot of pressure on him to make this happen. And looking at the 4 players that we're about to bring in, unless we just happen to find Ineos sponsoring the arse of our shorts next season for about 200 billion, I don't see how United get around the PSR rules, because we are right up to the limit with it, supposedly. So we're going to need to do some stuff. And then there seems to be a lot of talk about, academy players are pure profit. Sort of. And is that why academy players are being sold with greater frequency or greater emphasis, I would say? And like I said, Marcus Rashford. So supposedly United have not, according to the NBN, so whatever, United have not ruled out the possibility of allowing Marcus Rashford to leave amid a possible adjustment to the player's representation. What? So the NBN has said it's understood that Rashford's brother Dwayne Maynard has held discussions with an agency to potentially assist in managing the United forward. That's interesting. United sources insist their preference would be to keep Marcus and help him regain his form. However, the club have not dismissed the possibility of allowing him to leave after his relationship deteriorated with Ten Hag last season. Now, this is a real interesting one. I think you guys are going to have to chime in on this one. Do you think keep Marcus or sell Marcus? What is your gut feeling on this one? I can see both sides of this. I can see keep him because I think you're going to struggle to find a player of his quality when he's on form. Not when he's not on form, you go anywhere and get someone that's that good. But when he's on song, and he could get back on song if Luke Shaw's fit again next season as well, you could have a real player on your hands that's going to cost you 80 to 100 million to replace. But you might get 80 to 100 million for a player that might never regain that form again. So there are two sides to this. So keep or sell. We've got a super chat there from Gavin. He says, anyone got an update on Ugarte? Because I heard he went off last night with a bad-looking knee injury. I saw it. It did look like one that was a bit of an overextension of a knee. Weird sort of way he fell, but the word on the street is he's all right. But it's one of those, isn't it? So Tom, sell all day. Keep Marcus, says Jace Parker. King Chubb says sell. Keep for anything less than 100. Sell for a good price. Unless I say 100, keep, sell. Over or under 50% that United sell Sancho and Greenwood this window. Yeah, I think they both go. Keep unless we get 100 mil. I saw him linked with Arsenal actually this morning. Nightlife says, Steve, what are the Paddock plans for US pre-season? Got tickets for United Arsenal in LA. Any meetups happening? Cheers. Yes. I don't know what we're doing just yet. We're trying to see what the club events are because there was like tailgates and stuff last season, wasn't it? Obviously, you don't want to be like, hey, we'll do this, and then find out that the club have put something on 5 minutes away with a load of legends or something and completely fucking decimate anyone turning up to yours. So, we're going to wait and see what the club stuff are. Yes, there'll be meetups. There's probably going to be tailgates and stuff, isn't there? I'm not doing the Liverpool game in South Carolina, although I probably should now. Because I was coming back for Paddock's first game of the season, but I am now banned. So, I got a 3-match ban. So, there's probably no point in me rushing back, but I am doing. I would just say play it by ear. We'll make something happen. Brian says, any plans for a video on the best players in the free market going to be hitting that hard this summer, I reckon? Yeah, do you know what? I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do that one. Barry says, De Ligt, Euro, Kirkes, Ugarte, Zirkzee, and Desiree Doué would be a great window. If we sign Desiree Doué, I don't think Ronaldo's going to wear pants. He's a big fan of Desiree Doué. Ruben says, Marcus finally getting a proper rest for the first time in a long time. Wouldn't sell him. It could be interesting, couldn't it, without him going to the Euros? And by the way, if fucking Luke Shaw does not get back in time for pre-season and play, I'll absolutely see my arse because that's absolutely bangers. What am I banned for? Violent conduct. Thomas says, De Ligt has had 4 knee injuries over the past 2 seasons. Hard pass. I don't think they're all the same, though. Joe says, mental to sell Rashford off the back of 1 mid-season. His stats last season were better than most forwards. I don't know about that, to be honest. Ben says, need to have an open and honest conversation to see what's going on with him personally. Can't resolve, then feel the best maybe to sell. I think that's the best common sense thing, and that's the hardest thing to get across in it, really, is sit down and, see where his head's at. Just say, right, listen, we would like you here, but are you like 1,000% committed to being here? It's a hard conversation to have, no doubt. But that's life, isn't it? Tom says, didn't he get a rest last summer? None of them really got a rest last summer. You got to remember, last summer was coming on the back of. Was it last summer? Was the back of the World Cup overextending everything a little bit? Pre-season started super early. Like the fucking tour was horrendous. Which youth player deserves a chance on the bench? There's a lot of youth players going to get a chance on the bench over pre-season tour, I think. Who am I replacing Rashford with? We spent 180 million and haven't managed to get a first choice right winger. See, that's what I'm talking about. Has there been a price on the appointment of Dan Ashworth? One of my mates, a Newcastle fan, he texted me this morning and said we'd give him 20 mil for him, but I thought it was less than 10. Who knows? Do I think Zirkzee is real, or are we being used by his agent to scare Milan? No, I think it's real. Notch says, can't imagine no one's had that conversation with Marcus. Notch, I can. I genuinely can. Like, I think there's an illusion of competency and of things happening at clubs that just don't fucking happen. Like, I sometimes get a little bit of a peek behind the curtain of what goes on, not just at United, but at some other places, and you're like, fucking, really? What, really? Really? Is that really what we think? And people just don't have conversations that you think you should be having when these assets are worth hundreds of millions of pounds. Connor says, the thing that annoys me is that everyone says half this season have been shit. In reality, it was 21-22, which was post-Euros, late surgery, and then this past season following a 60 game with a World Cup. Yeah. RL Kelman says, what coaching badges do you have? Going to be doing my UEFA B soon. Yeah, I'm also doing my B. I had to restart and go all the way through the Welsh system because of, the fact that you just can't get a B. Who are you doing a B with? I would love to do a residential B and get it knocked out in a couple of weeks, in all honesty. 2.75 million to the barcode, says Gary. Makes chat shit then, isn't it? Joe says Marcus would be better off if his brother stopped pimping him around to every club. But I don't know if you know that that's happening. Is it happening? I don't know that's happening. Braden Smith says, is 50 grand enough to live in, I think he means to live in Manchester. Yes, I would think so. Depends on what your spending's like. If you're spending like fucking, I can't think, who's a spendy person? Don't know. If the first thing you do is go to the Lamborghini dealership, probably not. Or if you're normal, then yeah. And also, like in Manchester, no footballers live in Manchester. Okay, a handful of footballers live in Manchester because they live in the actual city centre. But in reality, no one lives in Manchester. A lot of the football, live in Altrincham or Alderley Edge. Are you thinking of living somewhere like that? Because, it depends on your taste, doesn't it? Phil says you could live like a fucking king if you moved to Oldham. Science. Would I attempt signing Nico Williams? Yes. Now, I believe Nico Williams is on a lot of cash because the whole Basque thing, and they might as well just pay players loads because they don't spend it on transfer fees because that's how the clubs run. But I do think he's a real, genuine talent, yeah. Are the links with Lenny Euro genuine, or is it just wishful thinking from United fans? I know United want him. Whether or not he wants us, whether or not that means you can get a deal done, I know that United want him. So, I think they're real. I think he'll be one that we get. Now, obviously, there's a long way to go from even if he wants it and we want it. They don't always mean that it lines up, but yeah. Thriller says, "Oh, you got on a B." Yeah, I am on a B, but it's with Wales, so it's gonna involve me doing. I haven't got the dates for it yet, but I'm on one. Daniel Berry says, "You're always genuine, but he wants Madrid." Madrid don't seem like they want him though. That's the difference, isn't it? A full name Huggy says, "Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Elise wants 250k weekly. It's a lot of dough, that. Cuthbert says left back. Well, again, not to ruin the video that I did the other day, I think you can make a case for a left back. I think you can make a case for a right back. I think you can make a case for a right winger. I think you can make a case for a left winger, especially if Marcus goes. You're absolutely going to need one. Shaq says it's good that we have a genuine board and backroom setup, but have we replaced the current medical team? See, that's the thing. Right? When you listen to stuff like Luke Shaw said, when he's talking about how he fucked up last season by declaring himself fit, it shouldn't be down to the player. You know, the medical team should put him through a rigorous set of tests and then go, he's fit. Objectively fit. Not, he says he's okay. Because I'll tell you this, every single player will look you in the face without even having a foot and tell you that they probably do 45. Every single player thinks they're going to play. Not one of them wants a very British mentality of just like, I'm not hurt, stoic, get on with it. And it ain't right. The medical team needs to have a bigger say, and actually it should be the medical team that tells you this person's available for selection, not the other way around. You shouldn't be going speaking to the player. You should be talking to the medical team. Out, where's he at? A couple of weeks. Okay, cool. You shouldn't even speak to the player about it. Daniel Berry says, Muppeteer says Ineos are big into the medical side now. Good. Cochran says, worrying about having two croc left backs, still can't get over Fernandez being shipped out. Exactly. Exactly that. What position do I think is a priority? I think you have to say centre half. R. Kelman says, applications for the 24-25B licenses are open on the FA website. Closes next week. Welsh FA meant to be good, though. Lots of pros going through them. I mean, applications might be open for the Bs, mate, but unless you've got like a ridiculous CV and maybe even a bit of a letter from someone to back up your case, or the particular club that you're at is favoured by whichever FA you're doing with it, you still might struggle to get on. I don't know anyone who's managed to get on a B in England with an English FA. Every single person I know that's done a B has had to go somewhere else to do it. Northern Ireland seems quite popular. Southern Ireland's relatively popular. I know some people that went to Germany. I was looking at going to Germany myself because I do love German football, but they only run one English course a year, and my German is nix so good. And then the Welsh one's another opportunity as well. I think living in the northwest of England, like Collier's Park is a fucking jib over for me. It's not far at all. And that's where I'm doing mine. I am also doing a course. I think I have to pay for it by August, but I think it's in September, which is in Cardiff that I've got to do. That's going to be a 4-day course, I think. So yeah, you know, there's plenty to do. But I think going through the Welsh way, and what I would say with the Welsh one is, I obviously did all my courses through England, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding ridiculous. But the English ones are so tied up in safeguarding, which obviously is important, but it seems like it's off-putting, to be honest. You just sort of like, you're not taking an interest in what's being told because you just feel like, I've got to tick this box, but it's all safeguarding and cardiac arrest. That seems like all the courses. They haven't taught a damn thing about how to take a session. Whereas on my introduction to football with Wales, because I had to do the whole thing again, on the introduction to football with Wales, one of the things that they say to you is, here's where to stand if you're doing X number or whatever with how many kids. And it's always kids, by the way. Yeah, there isn't an adult pathway that you can do. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess most people's entry into football is by coaching kids. But yeah, that's the way it is at the minute. Any news on left-back replacements? Not yet. Joe says, my mate and I are doing my UEFA B in Berlin. He starts soon next year. Check the DFB place in Spandau. Are you doing an English language one or are you doing it in German? Hamza says, any news on a head of recruitment? We will do a video of him later. Julian says, De Ligt, yes. And Zuzu says, do I feel like United missed out on Diogo Costa as a De Gea replacement based on last night's round of 16 performance? Not necessarily. Would I give up Paddock to coach at United? Possibly. But the thing is, it's never going to happen, is it? It just isn't going to happen. Joe says they offer both. Give me your thoughts on these. So, my boots have finally arrived. I bought them in April, right? I've got 2 sets of boots for coaching. Might be overkill, but it is what it is. So, I'm going to just get these up. Let me just... So, I went for blackout coppers. Thoughts? Gives a score out of 10. But these ones arrived today. And it's the Predator style coppers. What do you reckon? Are they hot or not? Gives a score out of 10 with them. Feeling them. Liam says you're in too deep with Paddock, surely. Yeah. We all dream though. Yep, we do. What do I think of the OT tunnel being refurbished? Well, I don't know what it's being refurbished to, actually. Mont says 10 out of 10 clean. Daniel Berry says 2 out of 10. 12 out of 10. Very retro. Yeah, the thing is, one, I'm a chubster with a beard. I can't rock those pink boots with like the ankle in them or anything, can I? Like, you can't. Can you imagine if I stood there with some that or pearlescent white out boots or something? It's not gonna fly, man. It don't work like that. Life Around says coppers are fire. First ones are a 10 out of 10. Sondra says 4 out of 10. Not feeling the blackouts. Second one, 10 out of 10. I hope United don't pay English and United tax from now on. Agree. Joe says, love the coppers but hate the foam fabric on the inside of the tongue. Decades and they can't find something better. It would be nice if they did a leather one, wouldn't it? Like the Preds. When are we having a Gallo on a guest as Vibe with 5? Don't know. Kyle says, I've got the coppers there, decent. I might be trying to buy some of the knitted ones just for something different. But we'll see. Ain't we all going retro this season? Yeah. What's with the tunnel being done? I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with the tunnel. I did see that it was being redone, but I have no idea with what's happening with it. Ross says, Phil Jones could rock the salmon pink boots, be a man. Grantonar says, blacked out Preds for me. I do have a set of Tiempos as well, which the missus was literally like, what the fuck? Oh, we've got 3 pairs of boots, have we now? Yeah. Is that the same ones Sir Alex kicked in at Beckham's face? Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know whose boot it was that got kicked into his face. Dean says they are just painting it black. It's a little bit more to it than that, but yes, that's exactly what's happening. Is all the backroom staff sorted out? I don't think Rude's been finalised yet, has it? I don't think he has. Paul says, seen you in Dusseldorf last week. The German trains are so bad. Hello from Ireland. I didn't think the German trains were so bad. I mean, I left the stadium and I waited at the platform for a while and then I got on a train. I mean, the trains were just coming constant. So I was like, I have seen a lot of people complaining about the trains. I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest. Are we talking about next season's kit? Love it. 8 out of 10. I think it's okay. I'm not a fan of the away shirt, though. That cricket one. It was Ollie's boot, Lewis says. If it was Ollie's boot, it would have been a Umbro... What is it? Special? Or Speciale? Mr. Miracle says, I was on the fence with De Ligt, but with a petition from Bayern fans, now I want him. Who do I think it would be beneficial to play with split strikers? Neither Rashford or Howson are capable of being a lone striker, and Rashford on the wing is just a cutting and shoot merchant. There's a lot of cutting and shoot merchants have done quite well, like. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the white one is mint. The white New United white shirt is very nice. I do like that one. Notch has never had an issue with trains in Germany, but not being during a football tournament. I mean, they were busy, right? And you can imagine a stadium empties. People haven't driven there because they're tourists to Germany. Most people are getting a train. So, yeah, you're going to have 40,000 people trying to get to a train platform, going to the one city that stadium's next to. Yeah, it's going to be a while. But like I said, I did not wait long. Half an hour or so I was on the platform. I'll take that. Martin says the blue shirt is mint. It's not, though, is it? Alex says the hospitality seats in Stretford End have been replaced with regular seats. I think that's fantastic news for all who use them. I would rather they just got replaced with safe standing and have that entire bottom section of Stretford End safe standing and having it off. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up. Cheers for tuning in. I will do that video looking at who our new recruitment fella is, so stay tuned for that. And I will get that out to you very soon. But take it easy. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms.